Best of r/Tales from Tech Support episode 27. Work for a large national medical company. Our IT is always yelled at for not having tickets in for work, despite VP and manager doing exactly that or sidebering us. This is a tale of such. Me equals me VP equals end user with problem MGR equals my manager IT VP equals VP of IT. Yesterday, VP, Excel has been saying calculating, 8 processors, 23%, for the last 5 minutes just because I filtered results. Do you know why that is? Me, is this your 50k line Excel sheet? VP, yeah me, I have an idea, let me dog a little more. If that days isn't sensitive, can you share with me and I'll try 1-2 things before doing anything to yours? VP, no response. Today, VP, sorry I missed this, not super sensitive and I can send. Sent one. 5 hours before I got in. Me, getting an okay, go ahead and send. VP, so I sent to IT VP and he could filter without issue. 32-bit where she is 64, and MGR was there. He said I need more RAM, going from 8GB to 16GB, and a clean install of Office. Me/VP, why are you not impressed? Me, because Office was just reinstalled on your computer. IT VP has 32 not 64-bit, and Excel only uses like 4GB even on 64-bit, that I can recall. None of that will probably work. I have a possible fix. Can you send me the sheet? VP, sure, sent. Me, opens and filters, immediately locks up Excel and force quit. Change calculations to manual and apply filter, no issue. Me, got a sec? I think I fixed it. VP, sure. Me, click this and this, now filter works. VP, why won't it freeze on IT VP's computer? He said he filters 900k row Excel files. Me, he probably turned on the same thing I just did or someone did it for him and he doesn't remember. VP, still skeptical, okay thank you. This is why we have a ticketing process, so we actually troubleshoot, document and don't just throw money or hardware at a configuration issue. Thank you. Next. First time posting here, inspired by several other stories of tech incompetence. $me, obvious $tech, co-worker $university font / $UF, marketing approved font for email signature and official document headers. Background. A couple years ago I was working tech support at a mid-sized university. Co-worker was a computer engineering major working part-time for the summer. Being summer semester the load was light. I almost never had more than 3-4 tickets in my queue, and most tickets were as routine as finding time to meet in someone's office. I was by no means a support pro, but I had the experience to be the go-to tech for the younger/newer employees. Day 1 tech receives ticket to install $university font to a user's laptop. $tech, hey Greg Sweeper, can you give me a hand with this ticket? $me, sure what is it? $tech, I have to install $UF to user's laptop. $me, okay, what's the question? $tech, how can you do that? So I sent him the article in our knowledge base about it. Day 2 $tech, hey Greg Sweeper, I'm still not sure about this ticket. $me, what do you mean? $tech, how do you install a font? Aren't all of them already in Word when you get the computer? $me, no you can download and install millions of other fonts from the internet. $tech, really? So how do I find a safe place to get $UF? $me, the article I sent yesterday tells you step by step. $tech, oh, okay thanks. Day 3 $tech, hey I have one last question. $me, sure what is it? $tech, I just want to be sure before I got to their office that I got this right. $me, what about it aren't you sure about? $tech, where to find $UF and how to install it? $me, dude, the $UF is on the network drive in the tech debt folder. Log in with your admin credentials, open search, and type in 4-character file extension. Right click $UF then choose install. $tech, oh okay thanks. Day 4 $tech, hey Greg Sweeper, can you cover my phone support shift? I have scheduled to go help with this ticket. $me, yeah sure. Give me 2 minutes and I will jump on another phone. $tech leaves. I pull up the ticket. That morning he sent out asking for a time that would work to assist. User responded and $tech never confirmed the time. I checked the timestamps on the ticket. Day 1 was Tuesday. Ticket had been in his queue since the previous Friday. It took him a full week to handle what is a 30-second job. Edit. TLDR. Tech thought all fonts were on computers from the start. Took way too long to install one for user. Thank you. Next. I had a user call the help desk at 10 PM reporting that his computer isn't working. Just black on the screen. I didn't want to walk down to the lab in the basement, so I started basic troubleshooting steps. I asked about the status light on the monitor and it was on but amber. I asked him to see if there was a red light on the bottom of the mouse and he said thanks. That did it. And hung up. For 3 nights in a row I got this same call from the same user. The third night I said don't touch anything. I'll be right down. I walked downstairs to the lab and found him next to his computer. Grabbed the mouse and watched the computer wake up. He was calling me as soon as he got back from lunch every night because his computer was going to sleep and not waking up until the mouse was moved. I explained this to him and he said alright, well if it happens again I'll give you a call. Thank you. Next. A colleague called me over. He is having problem running a program. This is a condensed version of what followed. $me equals cavalry 262. $colleague equals struggling colleague. $colleague. I just can't make program X to run. I have opened it 15 times and it doesn't work. $me sits down behind his laptop. The desktop is completely cluttered with files, folders and shortcuts. $me hit the start button, type the first few letters off the program, hit enter and it starts as it should. $me. Can you reproduce the error for me? $colleague finds a file called something like install program. Eggs on the desktop, opens it and follow the wizard. He is then surprised program didn't open. $me. You don't need that file anymore. You can delete it. $colleague. Okay, so that is the file I need to run. $colleague proceeds to double click it again. $me notice that the wizard should create a desktop shortcut. It is found hiding under a pile of other icons. $colleague is now confused. He has 2 files that in his mind should do the same things, except that one is still named install program, eggs, and the other just program. $me makes $colleague delete the install file. $me confirms again that the other icon is the correct one. Since the desktop is so cluttered, $colleague slowly drags the remaining icon / shortcut to a clear area on the screen. He is then surprised the icon is not where it was previously hiding and he has already forgotten where he placed it. At this point $me is a little fed up. Seeing that the taskbar is as full as a desktop, $me advice $colleague start the program the way $me did it via the start menu. $colleague seemed to accept that solution and $me retreats back to $me's desk. Worst part. $colleague is a sales guy. The company we work at mainly sells software and his job description involves computer stuff like hooking up his laptop to monitors / projectors, finding his PowerPoint presentation, and then make our software seem easy to use in front of potential customers. Thank you. Next. Me, Karen, and the boss. Karen's copier had black dots. She called for service. Karen left for the day. I show up to fix the printer. It's just a bad cartridge. Quick fix. The boss thanks me and says can't believe we called you for that. I said no problem and cut him a break on the invoice. Day number 2. Karen calls. I thought you fixed this. Me too. I'll be right there. Drives 30 miles to location. Run test copy. No dots. Karen, would you show me what you're getting dots on please? She takes something from her desk and makes a copy. See, it's still making dots. I look at her original, then take my original and the subsequent copies of both. Then I show her that the original she used had dots already on it. She didn't understand. Ugh. It's still making dots. Forget it, I'll fix it myself. I later found out that Karen has a master's in computer science, and had built the company's complex SQL database, server, and website from scratch. Educated and proficient in your field means you're educated and proficient in your field, and does not mean that you have basic common sense. Thank you. Next. This is from about 15 years ago. Working an internal support desk at a university department that had offices all over campus, I got a call from one user who was having an odd issue. Her computer worked fine, but every time she opened Word it would immediately prompt her to save, and if she did it would just pop up again. I remoted in and watched the problem occur firsthand, exactly as she described. Browsing websites was fine, her other specialized apps were fine, Word really wanted you to save. I couldn't do much else by remote. Our remote software was super janky and quasi unreliable anyways, so I packed up and headed over to her office. Once there, I immediately saw the problem. She had an under-desk mounted keyboard tray kinda like this, and part of the mounting hardware was holding down F12, and only F12. F12 did nothing in her browser, on Windows itself, or any of her other programs, but it's the save button in Word. Moved her tray a centimeter forward. Problem solved. Laughs were heard by all. It was a nice day, so I didn't mind getting paid to take a stroll across campus. Edit. Thanks to you/Joshi38 for pointing out I got the key wrong. Thank you. Next. I'm sure all of you have had it happen. The dreaded unprepared guest speaker/presenter. They email an entirely different department with their tech needs, which never gets passed along to IT. Or they email you, and when asked what they need, reply with "oh nothing, I come with everything needed." At which point they show up with a laptop made in Djibouti, that uses a strange connector with 34 1/2 pins and a USB power interface that also contains the source code for Zombo.com. Very few of these presentations go off without some sort of sweating/swearing/leaving the industry to herd goats. This is not one of those stories. This is the story of a kid wise beyond his years, of an idiot boss, and of the smoothest presentations I've ever had pleasure supporting in a K-12 educational setting. About a month before our guest speaker arrived, we got word from one of the schools that they would be having a guest speaker, and that an email from the speaker would be following shortly. Not knowing what to expect, I immediately made a ticket to begin preparing a few days ahead of time. This was usually required due to a need to prepare for anything. The email arrived the next morning, just in time for the period of time tech meeting. My boss, a worthless human being in all regards, read the email out loud. It was on the presentation screen. To us. Immediately my boss became indignant over the fact that a mere teenager, our speaker, was sending us a list of their demands. It was a tour rider. It contained very specific and detailed needs for what the speaker required. It left absolutely nothing up to chance. I could not contain my excitement. For the next month, my boss continued to make snide comments about the guest speaker and their demands. Said guest speaker had a disability, and that was included in some of the comments. My boss is no longer in their position, and probably terrorizing a small village somewhere else. Thank God. The day of the presentation came along, and for the first time in my entire career supporting these events, I felt like I was fully prepared. The speaker arrived, everything was ready, and he had been ready for a couple days. Tested, working, prepared. The teenage kid arrived, and immediately apologized for the rider, until I cut him off by saying that he had nothing to apologize for. He, a 16-year-old kid, had given me the fighting chance to be ready for this presentation, which the kid proceeded to completely knock out of the park. There's satisfaction in being able to sit back and relax through an event you're supporting, knowing that there won't be a need 30 minutes into the event for a VHS tape to be played out of freaking nowhere. This happened one time.